everyone, Once Bitten here. So this game is from the Friday night before Brawler Bash. In the evening, I was hanging around at the store, and Matiram was there. If you're not familiar with him, go check out his YouTube channel. It is Matiram, as is spelled on the screen right now. He's an avid hobbyist. He and I have actually played once before, I think at a Brawler Bash a couple years ago. And yeah, we thought we'd do, what we thought would be one last practice game before Brawler Bash. We are playing a scenario, or we're playing exactly how it would be in the tournament. So we each had a scenario card we could choose from. So I don't remember which card I chose, but he definitely chose one that one of the conditions of it is it allows you to vanguard a one core unit or a single character. So that's why he has possibly more things vanguarding than he normally would. Although I'm looking at his list, I'm looking at the list that he posted online. I'm not necessarily looking at the list. I don't know if there's a discrepancy between what he posted online and what he actually submitted to the tournament. I don't know. I will do my best. So starting on the far left, he's got a bunch of Seekers, and in there he's got a Dragon Seeker character. So that thing's really good against monsters or monstrous anything, and of course that unit is unbreakable, and if you kill them, they get to strike back, so they kind of, in some cases, get, extra attacks. You get penalized for killing those guys. Behind him is a Vengeance Seeker standing in front of a Bolt Thrower. Next to him is a unit of, I believe, Greybeards with Hand Weapon Shield. And front left on this is Greybeards with Great Weapons. Then they vanguarded up. Behind it is a Vengeance Seeker. Behind that is a fantastic model. It's his Grudge Buster. His wife built and painted that for him and gave it to him for his birthday, and it is fantastic. As a matter of fact, in the tournament, it won the best single model painting award. It's just a fantastic conversion. Back there next to the Vengeance Seeker is a unit of Clansmen with crossbows, and then here on the right is a unit of Deep Watch with a bunch of characters, and I'll get to them in just a second. Now, one thing that I'm confused about with this list is on his list, I think it says is the Greybeards with Hand Weapon Shield have Vanguard, and it looks like either the list is wrong or he vanguarded the wrong unit. Whatever, but just for those of you that look at the list, in case you're wondering about that. And the unit on the right, I'm assuming he vanguarding them. I have no idea why or how he vanguarded them. So if you know, if I'm missing something, let me know. So I don't think the Deep Watch have the Vanguard rule, or maybe they have a banner that gives it to them or something like that. And that would actually make sense. So anyway, so he vanguarded Deep Watch, and he has got 7 characters in this bad boy. He has 6 Thanes. His general has BSB, and then just 4 other Thanes. And then he has a Runic Smith. And he gave every single character a breath weapon. He has got 7 breath weapons on these bad boys. Are you kidding me? Yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. Holy cow. Wow. So facing him, I think I deployed first because I didn't really have any matchups I was going for necessarily, and I just thought I'd just put things down. So, yeah, I've got my Knights Errant here in the excuse me, I'm sorry, in the corner, using their ability to peek around the hill, and their mobility is just so high. The movement 8 with Swift Stride, and they can re-roll their charge rolls. And it says, I think it's going to be easy for them to get a charge on something, and if I need to, they can just be a ballistic missile, go blow stuff up, and even if they die, it'll be so deteriorated that I can deal with everything else later. Then I've got my main lines: Questing Knights, Spellcaster BSB in the middle, Archers to the left, Peg Knights with characters to the far left, Trebuchets behind them. His list starting up right up on you like that is absolutely brutal. So if he gets to go first, I mean, he can't charge, but really, these units aren't that afraid of being charged. They're just right up in your business. And these guys, my Peg Knights should not be skirmished like that. It took me a half a game or maybe a game to remember that they don't skirmish anymore. And I didn't pay for an upgrade for skirmishing because I don't like skirmishing. It makes it way too big for a unit this size. So Dwarven Holds go first because I don't get a bonus because I'm Kingdom of Equitaine, and they march up like that. And it could be he went first too, but I think the Snowy's playing. No, it doesn't. Anyway, he marched up like that, and he is all up in my business. I'm saying this game's going to be short. One way or another, this is going to be a super short game. We go to shooting. He really doesn't shoot a whole lot, or doesn't have much to shoot with, and doesn't do a whole lot. But overall, it looks like that. And what's he going to do? So, Kingdom of Equitaine turn 1. So I took my Knights Errant on the right and charge them. I think they needed something like an 8 rerollable with Swift Stride. I was pretty confident I'd make it. They make that charge easily into his flank. I was actually kind of surprised that he offered me his flank like that. My Questing Knights went ahead and charged the Greybeards right in front of him. I figured, what else is he going to do? He's going to charge me if I don't charge him, so let's see. I bring my General around to the right to help protect against miners. I back my archers on the left are already backed up, so if the miners come on over there, they will be fine. Peg Knights fly around the flank so they can either charge the flank of those Seekers or charge something else, but I want the Seekers to get shot at by my Bowmen and then to get tied up with my Bowmen. I don't want them, doing anything else. So here's this. Yeah, that's great. That just, for me, I'm thinking, I don't care how big and bad this army is. I just charged your flank. You have one character in base contact. You can't make way to your flank. You're going to get, one breath weapon? I mean, knock yourself out with your breath weapon. This unit's about to get just rocked. Now, they're going to be, unless I killed every single model, unless I do that, they're going to be stubborn. But I don't care. I mean, if they're stubborn, they're stubborn. At least I've really, I think I've handled them. There's that. And we go to shooting. I go to shooting, and really kind of disappointed. That's 60 shots at these guys, re-rolling ones to wound, and they kill a handful, 6 of them, I think, maybe 5. Very disappointed there. I got stars align off, so now these Knights Aspirant, not only they have roughly 21 attacks, depending on if I lose any before I get to attack, but now they get to reroll rolls to hit, and they're about to just open up a whole can. It cost me 2 Questing Knights in the process, but overall I'll take it. And then we go to combat. And so the first thing that happened was we go to combat. He's like, okay, my character drops the Holdstone, so I don't have any flanks or rears. So now you don't get that flank charge, and since you're not my flank, I make way with 4 of my characters, so I have 5 characters in base contact with you. Now, we found out after the game that you can't do that. He didn't know. I think that's that's a mistake I certainly could see myself making. I'm certainly not worried about it. But he comes over. So first off, we should be at initiative, and so my memory's fuzzy on this, but let's assume we go at initiative, and I go in with 21 attacks, re-rolling to hit, strength 6, plus 5 impact hits at strength 5, and we just do a ton of damage to him. I actually thought I would have done a little bit more than that. He comes back with 5 with 5 breath weapons. That is 10 d6. He rolled 10 dice. I'm like, holy scheiße. And then his characters actually aren't bad in combat either. So they're killing a bunch of guys. I want to say that of all the models that died, I mean, I lost 12 models. I think I only lost 6 to breath weapons and 6 otherwise. I felt overall it was probably about as good as I could hope for. He still has a couple breath weapons left to use in the rest of the game, but for the most part, this unit should be easy to handle. And at the cost of, I lost this unit in the process, or I will shortly lose them. I think, by the way, that I actually won combat, so got that going for me. Here in the middle of the table, I lost 4 knights, but he lost 7 graybeards. We won combat, and I decided not to pursue because I didn't want to get countercharged by a bunch of stuff. I didn't want the other unit of graybeards charging me with the Grudge Buster, just with others, the Vengeance Seeker maybe. And I would have been all up in his business. And if I'd rolled high enough, those graybeards on the left would have been on my flank. And I'm like, let's just let him go for now and regroup, shoot at him if we can. But I still have a couple trebuchets back there and not lose this whole unit just by trying to get points off that one unit. So we got a Dwarven Holds turn 2. Starting on the left, his Seekers charge a unit of Bowmen. I stand and shoot. I think I kill 1 or 2. And that's actually not a bad matchup for me. If we're going to grind it out, let's grind it there. His Grudgebuster charges my Knights at the Quest, and I'm actually okay with it. I'm going to lose more Knights, and I'm worried that at the end of all this, that unit is going to be worth a whole lot. But I think Questing Knights can handle this thing coming in, and hopefully they can just be resilient enough not to lose too many models in the process. If you look on the right, his miners came on. Now my general is where he is, so we can charge them and hopefully just run them right off the table. Problem is, of course, that's easier said than done. And a bigger problem is he may have other targets that I just simply have to deal with. So there's that. There's that model. Look at that. That is a fantastic, fantastic model. Kudos to Materium's wife. That is just brilliant. Oh, great. All right, there's that. So we go to shooting phase, and these guys, that's throwing weapons, 10 guys, so 20 shots, strength 4, toughness 4, so it does 5 wounds. I'm probably lucky he didn't kill it. On the right, yeah, he easily just kills my remaining knights and turns these guys around, which really changes everything. I think what I'm looking at here is my Knights of the Quest do 3 wounds to the Grudgebuster. It does only 1 wound to me, which I think is about as good as I could hope for. But again, you can see my unit's just getting depleted, and he sticks. So if he charged me and I could kill him or break him through combat, that'd be great. I could pivot and then charge something and get me out of harm's way. As it is, I'm kind of sitting here in the middle of some bad stuff. After combat here, he kills some of mine, I kill some of his. And we go to Kingdom of Equitaine turn 2. Now, I did take a picture of the left-hand side of the board because I forgot. And actually, yeah, so I didn't take pictures after charges. So what happened? My general, I have the choice to charge his miners or charge this unit up here. And I decide, there's a copter there. So I charge the copter, kill it, overrun into this unit, and hold them up from charging my BSB's unit. I'm basically giving up my backfield to the miners, but I just have to pick my battles. There's only so much I can do. I don't know if that was a wise choice or not. On the far left side, my other Duke on Pegasus charged a Vengeance Seeker and killed him and overran. My Pegasus Knights charged the flank of the Seekers. The Duke on Pegasus, when he overran, if he rolled a 9, he would have gotten into the rear of the Seekers, and more importantly, would have gotten out of harm's way of a possible countercharge by the Greybeards with hand weapon shield. As it was, he rolled a 4 and landed right in front of him. So what you're seeing here is the top middle is the Duke on Pegasus having rolled a 4 and just sitting right in a bad spot. The angle looks wrong on him because he actually was coming. He would have come and hit the Seekers. The Pegasus Knights come in, do a fantastic job. All the Seekers get killed except for the character. And he's just sitting there, unbreakable, of course. All right, so we go to Dwarven Holds turn 3. His Greybeards charge my Duke on Pegasus. I decide to flee because I thought they would probably break him anyway, and then they'd have a chance to overrun him and then overrun into the Peg Knights anyway. So I just fled and let him charge the Peg Knights. I just really can't stop it. Hopefully the Peg Knights will be resilient enough to shrug that stuff off. They are a hand weapon shield, so they're not great weapons or anything. That's going to be kind of tough for him to wound me. Mainly, he just has a charge. Well, 3 ranks. I guess I have 3 ranks, but anyway. Miners charge that. The other Vengeance Seeker charges the rear of my general. I'm going to issue a challenge, so he's not going to do damage to me, but combat res, he is going to have a charge in a rear, so that's a pretty smart move. And the Greybeards that we beat last time come at it again. The problem is I'm starting with a lot fewer models, greatly reducing my attacks. Yeah, I think that's just showing the previous situation. Then after combat, yeah, that was really disappointing. the Greybeards beat my Pegasus Knights, broke them in combat. I ran, and they chased them down, which is always frustrating. Little dwarf stunty legs chasing down flying Pegasus. And his Vengeance Seeker didn't die to boot. So that was all very disappointing. This was very disappointing. We're all striking Simo for the most part. And, yeah, I do a few wounds to him, but he kills the rest of my unit, which was disappointing. And we get a challenge with my general and somebody else, and even though I'm on the charge with the Dragon Lance, Virtue of Audacity, I still only do 1 wound to his general. Or whoever it was. Actually, no, I take that back. I did get to a challenge. I forgot how it happened, but I think what it ended up being is I just put 1 attack on 4 different characters, thinking, if I can hit them, wound them, and do a few wounds, I have the chance of killing multiple characters. And even if I do less than those many wounds, I'm still going to be doing more wounds than otherwise. And I missed on everything. 4 attacks hitting 4 different characters, or allocating 4 different characters. I do a total of 1 wound. It was the most epic fail. That guy was awful. Just awful. And he got killed in return. And at that point, we looked at the board, and I'm like, look, if we stop now, we can both get in another game. Because, his miners they're all in my backfield. All I've got left are peasants. I mean, you got it. You're gonna murder me. So, yeah, glad that didn't happen in the tournament, but that was fun. I mean, the funnest part of that game was the Knights Airtree just charging in, charging that unit, and just eating 5 hand grenades. I'm telling you, 10d6 dice, all for those breath weapons auto hit. Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. This game is really tough. I told you for the next 7 games of me choosing what is my most valuable player. And this one, I'm going to have to go with the Knights Aspirant, even though they just got it handed to them. They're the only ones that did anything. I mean, my Questy Knights did a good job the first round of combat. But, because they got countercharged and killed in return, I don't know. The characters were just awful. The one character on the left did his job. He just didn't overrun enough to get out of harm's way. But everybody else just didn't do anything what I needed him to do. So I'm going to get this for the Knights Aspirant just because they just took it on the chin. Took one for the team. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for watching the video. I truly hope you enjoyed it. As you know, YouTube has a variety of functions you can use to interact with videos such as this. You can like or comment on the video, you can favorite it, you can share it, and of course you can subscribe to the channel. And I encourage you to do any or all of those things as a way of interacting between viewer and producer. As always, I appreciate your patronage on the channel and wish you all the best.